Hey, what's going on, beautiful Jellyfish? It's Tracy, and today we're going to be talking about Core Set 2019. We're going to be talking about red cards in this video, and I am pretty excited. If you've seen my other videos, I have so far done white, blue, and black. And then I'm going to be doing this video, green, and then I'm going to be doing a multicolored artifacts, lands, all-in-one video. And I'm very excited. The set looks so sweet. I am like very much looking forward to drafting, maybe I'll draft actually, I don't know, I haven't drafted in a really long time. I feel like I should be drafting Dominaria though, because I feel like that's just like such a good set. Like Dominaria, they just did like everything right. But yeah, anyways, red I do really like. I feel like red has quite a lot of removal and ways to just kind of like deal a lot of damage to your opponent's face without really caring about their creatures, which is one reason I really like red. And there's some really awesome creatures going on in here. There's some dragon stuff, and then there's also some goblin things. So with that being said, let's get into the video. The first card I want to talk about is Volcanic Dragon. It is a 6-mana 4/4 flying haste. It's very, very straightforward, but I think this card is really sweet. You can play this card, get in for points of damage immediately. It doesn't have summoning sickness. You could just, boom, swing in for some points of damage automatically, which I really like. You guys know I love flyers. I'm literally obsessed with flyers, especially in limited. I just feel like they're so overpowered. It sounds like such a simple thing just to have flying, but the evasion is so key and so important. Very excited to see this card in the set. Okay, I'm drinking some tea, some raspberry tea in this All I Want for Christmas mug, and I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. Like, I don't really know what's going on with me. And then we have Volley Veteran. It's a 4-mana 4/2 ETBs. It deals damage equal to the number of, to target creature an opponent controls equal to the number of goblins you control. So even if you just have like 2 goblins, you can do 2 damage to something, which is really sweet. I think this card is really good, and then on top of that, you're left with a 4/2, which is really sweet. So you can definitely swing in for some points of damage or have just a blocker on defense. Like a lot of times, cards like this are good because it does something automatically, and then you're left with a really nice body. So you just get something that you have an opportunity. It's a great blocker, or it's also really good on offense. So I think this card is super sweet. I think Goblin Synergy is really awesome. Okay, then we have, speaking of goblins, Boggart Brute. This is a reprint, and this is an amazing card. It does not look like anything fancy. You look at this card and you're like, Tracy, it's a 3-mana 3/2 with Menace. However, Menace is such a good mechanic, and I'm really excited that there are some cards with Menace in the set. It's just got that little bit of evasion, and it's just really good, and it's also a goblin, so it's going to feed into your goblin synergies. It's a really good one at the common level too, so you're going to see these flying around a ton, and this is something I definitely look out for. This card is overall just really good. Okay, then we have, of course, a reprint. We have Act of Treason. I always love Act of Treason abilities. I always find them, like, whenever I'm playing them or my opponent is playing them and just takes control of my biggest threat, it just feels like you're in such a good position when you do that, because if they're swinging and they take your biggest creature, you kind of want to like chump block, but like that also kind of like sucks at the same time, but you don't want to kill your creature, because then you're kind of like it's like you're 0 for 2ing yourself pretty much, because you're losing the creature you're swinging with, but you're also like losing the creature you're blocking with, and it's just like an all-around awful experience. So if you're on the 1 casting Act of Treason, you're in a really good spot. I love mechanics like this. I'm very excited to see this card being reprinted. It's a very, very solid card. Okay, then we have Electrify. 4-mana, instant speed, deals 4 damage to target creature. Really straightforward. There's not a whole lot to say about this card, but I am very happy to see this card. Yeah, it's removal, and removal is great, and it's also instant speed, which is awesome. You're going to kill a very good portion of things in the set. Another burn spell, Fiery Finish. There's a lot of burn spells in this set, like a lot. So it deals 7 damage to target creature. It is a lot of mana, let's be honest. However, cards like these are important because they're going to get rid of a creature, and you're going to kill like basically everything in this. One thing I will note that's very important is that it's 7 damage. There are those 3 7s in white, and blue, I believe. Very important, so you can kill this card with this. It's a lot of mana, but it's removal and you need it. Card is pretty good. Then, speaking of removal, we have Lava Axe. This is the card that I always love to make fun of, but guys, it's limited, you need removal. But one thing I do really like about this card, the flavor text is really funny, catch. LOL, I love that, I just noticed that right now, is that it is target player or planeswalker, which is really important. Yeah, just the fact that you're able to do 5 damage to someone's face for 5 mana, that's kind of always going to be a pretty sweet thing. The next card is Shock. I'm telling you guys, there's so many burn spells in this set, for creatures and for players too, and some of them do both. This is a card that does anything, so it's any target. So with the new Planeswalker rule, you can redirect this to Planeswalkers. If I'm wrong, please let me know, but I'm pretty certain that you can redirect this because it has any target, so I'm pretty sure that means that. Anyways, so it's 1 mana instant, it deals 2 damage to any target. This card is really good. It doesn't look like it's anything fancy, but it's really good for finishing off if someone like attacks and then you block and then their creature has 2 toughness less or 1, you can just do 2 damage to it for 1 mana, so you like get rid of your creature and then you get rid of this spell to get rid of their creature, which is pretty sweet. Or if they're at 2 life, you can shock them. It's also common, so you're going to see these all around. Overall, this card is really great. Very happy to see it being reprinted. Okay, then we have my boy Sarkon. Oh baby, he's great. Okay, so he's 3 mana, 3 loyalty. You may discard a card, and if you do, draw a card. That's fine. You're a late stage of the game, you discard a land, you don't even care, whatever. You discard a card that's like not doing anything, you don't care. His second up, however, if you're like, yo, my hand's really precious, we're not doing anything with that right now, totally fair. He's a second uptick, like literally no downside. You add 2 mana in any combination of colors, and you may only cast dragon spells. Now, if you don't have a dragon or anything like that, you can just uptick to uptick, just get him to his ult sooner, because, hello, if you get his ult off, it's game winning. Speaking of ult, -7, you create 4 5/5 dragons with flying. I'm pretty sure if you just ult that, you just win on the spot, because how could you not? You make all these dudes and you've got 20 power on the board, and the chance of them having like 4 flyers, and say you kill those 4 flyers, they're really going to cast 4 more flyers to block. Like, come on now, that's not going to happen. So you pretty much just win. I love that he's got 2 upticks. Overall, Sarkon is just game-changing, game-winning. He is amazing. Okay, then we have Lightning Mare. 2 mana, 3/1, can't be countered. Can't be blocked with blue creatures. And you can just buff this thing until the end of time. And what I really like about this is you can do it as many times as you want, and you do this, and then you're like, pump my dude, and then it makes your opponents like kind of hard to block because they're like not too sure, like, should they block with a thing? Are you just gonna boost this? Like, this is a really good card, like on turn 2 to play, but it's also really good to play like on turn 10, for example, because you can just like keep giving this thing buffs. Yes, it's only got 1 toughness, so it is pretty fragile, but you can get in with some points of damage or the potential to kill a creature, which is really good. So I do like this card. Okay, then we have Dismissive Pyromancer. I really like this card. I like that it has 2 abilities, and I like both of the abilities. So his first thing is, for red, you do have to tap it. You discard and then you draw. Again, really love that. Don't think you really care about discarding a card, especially like, I feel like black, red, I feel like is going to be a good color combination, because then you can discard your zombies and you can get high things from your zombies. Just saying, I think that would be really cool. Anyways, but then if you're like, listen, my hand's really precious, there's a threatening creature on the board, I need to deal with that. Hey, guess what? He does that too. For 3 mana, you sack him and you do 4 damage to our creature. I really like this because like you can just keep using the first ability until you're like, cool, like I've discarded a ton of these cards, I've filtered through a lot of my deck, and now I really need to deal with this one threat. Like, he has that multi-purpose, which I think makes this card really strong. I'm a huge fan of this card. He's like one of my favorite cards in red. I think he's really, really solid. I like that he acts as that burn spell, but he also filters through your deck if you need to. Card's very good. Okay, then we have Demanding Dragon. Okay, I don't know why I said that in that voice. That was interesting. Okay, it's 5 mana for a 5/5 flyer. Like, yes, I mean, we could just stop there, but we don't. 80 TBs, it deals 5 damage to target opponent unless they sack a creature. Okay, like literally no downside on this card, because you're getting rid of a creature. Even if you get rid of like a token, who cares? Or a card that's like has an ETB effect and doesn't do anything else, who cares? You've gotten a card off their table, which is really good. Or if they don't have any creatures or they don't want to attack any creatures, you just get like 5 damage to fling at their face. Like, hello, that's sweet. And then after that cool ability, you're left with a 5/5 flyer, which you're just gonna attack. This card is really, really good. One of the best dragons in the set. I like it a lot. Okay, then we have Spit Flame. I feel like I'm gonna reach the end of talking about red burn spells, but it's not happening anytime soon. Okay, so here's the deal. It's instant speed. How is anyone going to keep track of all these cards, dude? Because I'm not going to. It's 3 mana, instant. It deals 4 damage to target creature, which is really, really good. And then, when a dragon enters the battlefield, you may pay red, and if you do, you get to return it. So, like, even if you're not doing, like, dragon synergy or dragon tribal, you only have, like, 1 dragon in your deck. It doesn't matter. This card has, like, so much upside. It's like a removal spell that has the potential to be bought back. If not, it's just 4 mana. I'm sorry, it's 3 mana, deal 4 damage somewhere at instant speed. Like, I'm sorry, deal 4 damage to target creature. Very important. Card is great. Okay, then we have Goblin Trashmaster. So I really like the first thing. I don't really know that much about the last ability about destroying target artifact. I don't really know about his second ability being used in limited. Like, I'm not too sure on that. I'm not really quite sold on that idea yet. I mean, it could be relevant. I mean, like, absolutely. Like, if they have a really threatening artifact, they just don't really know how much it's going to be used in limited. But we'll see. It could be relevant. But honestly, you don't even care about that ability. If your opponent's not playing artifacts, you don't care because all your other goblins are going to get +1/+1, which is amazing. And this card is 4 mana. Definitely really important for the goblin synergy tribal. Definitely something to put that archetype over the edge. Card is great. Okay, then we have Banefire. Guys, this card is really good. And it doesn't look that good, but like, think about this. It's turn 8. You have 8 mana. You could just deal 7 damage somewhere to your opponent, most likely, and they could just be dead. And at first, like, if they are playing counter spells, which I wouldn't really recommend, I'm not a fan of counter spells in limited, but like, if they can't counter it, and the damage just can't even be prevented. So like, if you, say for example, you really need to deal with the creature, if, you know, whatever, you could do that. I really like this card because it's really good at like on turn 3, but also turn like 15. Like this card, I mean, it's even better at late stage of the game. Like this card just every turn gets progressively better if you're planning on doing really massive amounts of damage to your opponent. Doesn't look very fancy, and it's not, but it's a really good card. And I would definitely recommend picking this guy up if you're in red. Okay, pretty excited for this card because yes, queen. We have Lathliss, if I'm so sorry if I butchered that, Dragon Queen. Yes, queen. Okay, so 6 mana, 6/6 flyer. Ah, yes, love that. Whenever a non-token dragon ETBs, you get a 5/5. What is this card? Who authorized this? I really need to know. I understand there are not that many dragons, but even so, it doesn't matter. This card's busted. You play your other dragon, your 5/5, whatever you do, and you just get another one. What on earth? This is broken. And then for 2 mana, dragon you controls get +1/+1 to end of turn, so you just buff your whole team. Even if you don't have a ton of dragons, who cares? She's a 6/6 flyer and you can keep attacking with her, and you're like, sweet, she's 6/6, attack, you have no flying blockers. Oh, tap all my mana to deal you 10 damage. Like, what? She's amazing. Oh my god. One of the best red cards in the set. She's boss queen. Yes. Speaking of dragons, tiny little baby dragon, we have Dragon Egg. Well, this one can't synergize with the other card because it's token. But anyways, doesn't matter. This card's really cute and good. Okay, so it is 3 mana for a 0/2, and it's got Defender. So guy's just gonna chill and inevitably block something. When it dies, you create a 2/2 guy with flying. And again, it's got that same ability. You could just pump this dude endlessly until you run out of mana. So you're just like, cool, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna attack with my 2/2, and your opponent's like, and you just like make it a 6/2. Like, card is so good. Or like, if not, if you want to let that card die and you want to, you know, play a removal spell like a burn spell to deal the additional damage to your opponent's creature, or you want to play other stuff, like, who cares? You don't have to do it, which is why I really like this. I like having that flexibility of, you know, having your 2/2 and you can buff it if you want, but if you don't have to. Card is pretty good. I like it. Okay, then we have a reprint of Lightning Strike. There's not a really whole lot to say about this card, but it's 2 mana, you deal 3 damage anywhere. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not a whole lot to say. Card's great. And the last card, I'm really excited about this guy, is Siegebreaker Giant. Okay, guys, awesome. It's 5 mana, 6/3 trample. You could have stopped there. That'd be pretty good. However, 4 mana, target creature can't block this turn. Really good. Again, this is really good at like late stage of the game, and your boards are kind of stale, and if you could just get in with your one big dude, whether it's this dude or whatever. What I really like about it too is that it doesn't tap this guy, so you can just do this ability as much mana as you have. So even if you have like 8 mana, you can make 2 things where they can't block, which is really good. You know, this card is really good. That is it, guys. That is it for talking about red cards. There's some solid stuff going on in this set. I will be doing green cards, so definitely check that out, and then also my multicolored artifacts lands video as well. So definitely hope you guys are following me in this series. Let me know what you guys are excited about in M19, because I'm so excited and I'm so happy core sets are back. But yeah, that is it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.